Hello everyone! This is part 2 in the menu screen tutorial series, and in this part I will be showing you how you can create transitions from your menu screen to your game. For this tutorial I am using the voice volume property using RTPCs inside Wwise. I will show you how this is set up, but first let's check out how the transition works inside Unity. So this is my menu screen, as you can remember from the previous tutorial, and when I press begin, the music and the sound effect I use for my button is gonna fade out, and we're gonna transition to the game screen inside the level. So as you heard, there was a fade out for the menu music and the sound effect, and now we've faded in to the game level. Okay, so before we take a look at the Unity side of things, I want to just show you how I set things up at Wwise. For the menu music, I am using this music playlist container and this music segment, which has an RTPC called menu music that controls this voice volume. So you can see the RTPC here. It is on 60 by default. Basically what happens is it starts at 60, and then when I press the begin button, it goes to 0. The transition parameter controller I use for this is called menu music. This name is important for us so we can code it into RTPC value inside the script we're using in Unity. As you can remember from the previous tutorials, when we press a button, we can actually call on functions that are based on scripts to play sounds. We can also do the same for setting RTPC values. So for this, I'm actually using this begin button. And in this button, I already have a script called fade in out that is actually attached to my main camera. Most of the script is based on online resources that I found about transitioning between various screens using fade-ins and fade-outs. So you can find all of this code online, and you can actually find a link to the resource I used in the details section. So this is a basic function that you can use to load a specific level. And this loads the level after a certain delay. It says 1 second here, but I actually set it up to 3 seconds. So 3 float, and it waits for 3 seconds because I decided that it's a much smoother transition. In addition to this, I added this function that when you press your mouse button, this, you can remember the on-click function that we used in the previous tutorial to play button sounds. You can actually use that, the same function, to also set RTPC values. Meaning we can set any RTPC values from 0 to 100 or 0 to 12, 24, whatever you set up inside Wwise. And how we set this up is you again start with the Audio Kinetic Sound Engine, and we are using set RTPC value. And there are different options to do this. As you can see, the Visual Studio is telling me there are 9 overloads, meaning there are 9 different methods of setting this up. But the way I set this up goes like this. So first, we write the exact name of the parameter we want to control in Wwise. As you can remember, I named this parameter menu music. First, we put this name inside quotation marks because it's a string. Then, this is the value that you want to set your RTPC to. So basically, when I set this to zero float, it means my RTPC will go from 60 to 0. If it was at 30F, 30 float, it would still play at a lower volume. So when I say menu music, 0 float, it means set the RTPC value of menu music to 0. Then what we need to do is we need to find where this parameter is attached to in our Unity level. This menu music parameter is attached to this play menu music event inside Wwise. And we are playing this menu music, as you can see, on our main camera. So this event that plays our menu music that also has our RTPC is attached to the main camera. So you can use various ways to find this game object that the RTPC is attached to. But what I did was I used the game object, find game object with tag option. And as you can see, the tag is main camera. I tagged my main camera as the main camera. And when I say game object, find game object with tag, I only have one game object in this level, tagged main camera. And the final value you want to put in is the fade out time. This is actually in milliseconds. So if I put 1000, which means it's going to fade out in 1 second. Basically, our level is going to transition in 3 seconds, but our menu music is going to fade out in 1 second. So let's hear what that sounds like. Okay, pressing begin. As you can hear, the music already faded out before we transitioned. So now let's try another value. Let's say it's going to be 10 seconds. As you can hear, this time it cut off before fading out completely. So this controls how smooth your transition is going to be along with this value. Because if your level transition is happening faster than your RTPC value going down to 0, it's going to cut off. So you need to pay attention to both values. And as I said before, if we put this 0 float to, let's say, 50, it's going to keep playing just at a lower volume. It's not going to fade out completely. So let's try this. It stays almost where it's at. It doesn't fade out to 0. Basically, if you're using a fade in, fade out script, whatever you're using for your mini transition, you can just add a simple function at the end of this to make sure that when you click on a button or when you press a key Again, you can just use something else in here to trigger this. But this part doesn't change if you're transitioning using the RTPC in voice volume. So if you're controlling the volume of an object in Wwise, this is what you want to use to make a smooth transition. Calling out the audio kinetic sound engine, setting the RTPC value, real-time parameter control value, of this parameter control, which is called menu music, to this new value on this object in this many milliseconds. So we have one final step to make sure this is working, and it is to attach the script to our button. As you can see, this begin button already have a lot of things happening in the on-click list. So we already have the panel animation that creates the fade out. What we are going to add is our main camera, which has the fade in out script to it, to load our level. This is the fade in out script. We're going to load the next level, and the level I want to load is called level tutorial. And we're going to add another on-click function. Again, on our main camera. This time, in the fade in out script, we want to choose the on-click function that we just put in to play our set RTPC value transition. And finally, we want to put our button sound by using the play button sound object, and again, the on-click function that is attached to it. Now let's control if everything is working correctly. Yes, it all seems to be working fine. So thanks for watching, and in the following tutorials I will be showing you how I set this whole level up using the Wwise Unity integration. Thank you.